The camera. Welcome back. Ta-da. Coffee or suitably appropriate to you morning beverage. I was just about to sabotage the whole point of this video. How did you find the character of Mom, Abby? You know, that kind of not really here person who's vague and yet cheerful. Mostly I woke up. Occasionally I would leave the house. Alrighty then. My name is Abby Haggard, and if you are just joining us and you're wondering why, and looking longingly at the door, please pause. Please give me some moments of your time, and maybe we can persuade you to stay and come back for more. So once upon a time, a long time ago, in a far off land, there lived a king who had a beautiful daughter, the princess. This was the way my father began all of my bedtime stories. In this particular instance, the story is me accidentally auditioning for and winning a role on a television show that kind of from a standing start potted around a little bit, and then suddenly Shazam went viral. And had I known, would I have done anything different? I don't know. Who can know? What I did though was I set myself up to look like a benign, bemused creature who meant well, really. And the kids loved her because she was benign and bemused and meant well. And in their lives, going through puberty, a lot of people weren't any of those things. And so I was probably not merely comic relief, but relief, plain and simple. So I did that, and I did Care Bears, and I did all this other stuff. And I was very busy for a while, for a long time. And as I explained in a previous video, I think it was on 2 days ago on Tuesday, I met someone who was so young that he had not heard of any of those shows. So when he walked into my office and saw all the memorabilia, he had no idea what any of it meant. And when I realized his age and the flaw in my thinking, I knew that I had a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant thing to share with you for the video today. So here we go. I've invited people to come here and take part in my videos and be with me on this journey, because I'm launching a slightly different and exciting direction in a lot of the client mentoring that I do on the side. And it's a concept I've called Pivotry in Motion. And what the name means, a pivot is an abrupt shift. Pivotry is a creative choice, kind of an art form, really, in deciding which way and how and why. Because you don't just pivot without any kind of trigger mechanism. If all you do is react to a threat, then we are among the species on the Serengeti plain. If we strategically look at the situation and we choose the best version of us, the best fit of us to step into the moment, we have a fairly high chance of winning the game. And I notice that an increasingly alarming number of people who are smart and productive and highly collaborative, falling apart at the seams in the years following the pandemic, because the updated instructional booklet never came. And I said to myself, as a military kid, I know exactly what it's like to live without the updated instruction booklet. Let me help you with that. And so, hence this concept. And the idea is that I'm going to talk to you about it. I'm going to give you the insights, and I'm going to show you how I do the things I do. In these videos, I'm also putting together a website. And when I say I'm putting together a website, what I mean is that I'm going in and correcting spelling because technology and I are, distant waving acquaintances. And my purpose in having the website is to give you a place to go and decide what it is you want to buy and why. Because I'm going to do workshops, and I'm going to do one-on-one client consulting, and I'm going to have events, and we're going to make this a place where we get to discover what all these facets we have that we didn't realize, and how we activate them and make them shine. That's the deal. That's the plan. So the videos are my insidious way of getting you into my boat. Because if you like this, you'll say to yourselves, I wonder what else she has, right? This is my hope. This is my hope. So today, the subject I want to cover is a thing we all do. We all do it, and mostly because we don't realize we're doing it. It's a self-defense mechanism that is not necessary. We don't realize it. It's kind of like, what is it that what is that part of our body we no longer need, but we have it anyway? Is it our appendix? Is it our tonsils? Something. And sometimes they default and join the other side, and then we get them removed, and we didn't need them in the first place. That's this. The thing I'm talking about today is that. So, ready? One more sip of whatever your beverage is, or not. Okay. In the description for the video, I said, we build a boat. We go to all the trouble. After that, we make a plan on where we're going. After that, we do even more work to get people in the boat to help us get there, right? And when we get them in the boat and we hand them their oar and we say, already then, is that what we do? We say, already then? No, we don't. We don't. We don't thank them. We don't congratulate them. We don't do any of that stuff yet. What we do first, without realizing it, it's an honest and innocent, subconscious thing. We find a way to get them to post-qualify. So a pre-qualify is when you know you have a good lead. You don't just cold call people that you don't even know. You don't just pick up the phone and punch in numbers. This is a good lead. My brother wants to buy a hot tub. This is a great lead. My sister is looking for a business suit. Here you go. Hot lead. Go get him. That's pre-qualified. We already know that what they want is in alignment with what we have. All right. That's how we market the strategy to get them into our boat in the first place. The easy way is to find all the pre-qualified people. Call up all the previous rowers. Hey, we're going again. Click. Or, oops. Or, yay. Post-qualifying is that thing that happens to us that we don't like. When it happens to us, we don't like it. We say yes. We get in the boat. We say, go team. We pick up our oar. We go through all the workouts. We go through all the qualifying stuff. We're in the seat. We're in the store. We handed over the coupon. We're ready to head to the sales aisle. And the helpful sales clerk says, we'd like to talk to you about this opportunity to. And now we are stopped right at the moment of our momentum. And our shoulders sink. And we put on a smile. And the salesperson then walks us through a whole new hoop process to get us closer to the inner side. Why? The smarter time to do it is after we've reached the other side. After we're in the boat and we're rowing and the sun is out and we can see land and we're excited. Well, good morning, Susan. And we are excited by the prospect of reaching the distant shore. That is when a really great sales hype can land you a whole bunch more qualifiers. Not in the beginning, not the minute you get them inside, not the minute right after you said, I have a surprise. No, that's not when they need to post qualify. That's when they've earned their reward. Hi, I built a boat. Isn't it a fabulous boat? Why, yes, it is. You know what this boat is for? This is for a select group of people who are interested in getting from here to the other side. Really? Would you be one of those people? I might. Alrighty then. Let's put you through your paces and see if you can row. Perfect. Would you like a window or an aisle seat? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Well, let's try you in one and then we'll try you in the other. Okay. And they step on the boat, you hand them their real oar, and they sit down. That's the end of the story. They're yours. What prompts us to say something more? Our personal insecurity, our personal passion, our personal goal, our wish, our dream that has nothing to do with the boat and has nothing to do with the journey and nothing to do with getting from here to the other side. It's our stuff. It's the stuff we do on Sundays when we have a day off. That's not stuff we need to pitch them on when that's not why they came in the first place. They came to get in the boat. They came to get away. They came to see the world and reach the other side. And we need to be happy with that because that's the thing we asked. That's the purpose, right? So here's what happens. I'll tell you why we do it. It's not that we're all dysfunctional, unless you have two boats to deal with. You know, there's a story, Susan, that I heard someone say, if you have two horses and you ride them at the same time, you don't get there faster. The same is, of course, true for the boats. When you have this boat and you show up at the dock and you have the little thing on your shirt that says, my boat, and everybody said, oh, look, it's the person whose boat this is. Hi, boat owner. You can call me captain. Okay, captain, boat owner. No, you can just call me captain. Okay, captain. They don't need to know another thing about you. Not another thing. Unless they want to. Do you need to tell them now? No. Why? Well, because you're busy. You're getting them in the boat. They're figuring out where to put their stuff, holding which end of the oar, discovering that this guy, is too big and is shifting into my seat. We're getting them prepped for the journey. We're getting them ready to take aim at the reason they came. If we try to get them to do more than one of those things, we're asking them to multitask. And as everyone knows, multitasking is the definition of doing many things badly. Because you can't actually do two things simultaneously. You can do them in quick succession. You cannot think about two separate things simultaneously. Your brain is not wired to do that. What you do is you think about this for a minute, and then this for the next minute, and this for the next second, and this for the next second. And at the end of it, you're so dizzy, you throw up. And then you have to go get a rag and clean the place. And you don't remember anything of either thing you were trying to juggle. Why do we try to juggle? We think we can, until we realize we can't. But there's always a tendency to say, maybe if I could just figure out the hack. There isn't one. There is no hack to do things simultaneously. Our brain is not wired to instruct us in the task. If we do it real fast, it looks simultaneous, but it isn't. And the problem is the instance of the shift. This is leap year. Today is the leap day. I am about to talk to you about the leap. The leap that takes us everywhere or nowhere. When we walk, there is just the most fleeting second when both our feet are off the ground. In every step, as we transfer our weight, there is this tiny infinitesimal in which both our feet are off the ground. We're defying gravity. How do we do that? Momentum. The speed at which we're going exceeds the speed of the potential drop, but only fleetingly, not for long. Because physics has it that this equals that, and at the end of the day. So, but in those fleeting seconds of walking, we are in fact defying gravity. When we're running, different story. Slow down a video of someone running. Both their feet are off the ground. Again and again and again, they are defying gravity. They are taking a leap. They are believing that if they keep on at their pace, at their speed, they will reach the other side. You know, it's really difficult when you're running like that and somebody hands you a baton in a relay race. You ever watch those early videos of people? It is a work of art. It is a dance of incredible proportions. It is also an act of juggling. You are actually not taking the baton simultaneous with movement. Something has stopped for you to do that. While you're running, you're looking forward, because if you're not, there is a moment when you watch these baton runners, when they check their rearview mirrors. In that split second, in that fleeting thing, they're not paying attention. They're not looking forward. Things happen. Watch the early training videos. Scary, broken legs, broken dreams. Painful. Why? Because we can't do things simultaneously. We can't look forward and back at the same time. Our eyes are not built like lizard eyes that can independently do that kind of thing. If we believe that the person who says, I want to be in your boat, I am qualified, I will prove it, I am ready to sign on the dotted line. If we believe what they say to us, if we check their credentials, if we look them up, if we get references, that's all we need to know. We don't need to have them belong to our personal tribe. And if we ask them or imply that our personal things matter enough that we're going to share them now at the beginning of our long ride, anyone who wants to please is going to say, I need to do that too. I need to be doing that as well, along with. I need to say yes. Even it's not what they do. It's not what they see. It's not what they believe. Why? Because they want to please. They got in the boat. They're with us. They want to come along for the ride. They want to be the ride. So here's the thing that happens to me. I don't tell people that they need to be a Viking in order to be a friend of mine. I simply tell them I am one. Do I ask them to seek out their Viking roots? No. Do they? Some of them do. I tell people that I like silly, ridiculous, flamboyant shoes. Do I ask them to start wearing them? No. Does it amuse me and entertain me and delight me incredibly when complete strangers other than social media start posting shoes for me? I was walking by this store, Abby, with my wife, and she said, "Oh, that Abby on Facebook would love these. Let's take a picture." That's a truly sweet gesture, and I am absolutely touched. I don't ask them to like the shoes. So I get a lot of people saying, "How on earth do you walk in those things?" And I always say, "What is this obsession with walking? It's art. It's art. Do you not see it? It's art." The fact that I look lovely in them is, just a thing on the side. I posted this morning to introduce this video a picture of a couple of foxes and this wonderful picture that Anne Urquhart took of her husband Matt and I at Fanaticon, the first Fanaticon event, when he across the aisle took a look at me and all my Care Bears memorabilia and Anne said, "You need to draw something for her." And he said, "I know, right?" And he drew one of my favorite Care Bears wearing an orange boa, just like me. And so the picture is of me with this ginger artist, and I'm wearing my orange boa, and I'm holding a picture of Friend Bear, who was orange, and he's wearing an orange boa too. And so I did that because it was just one of those incredible moments. And then when I found the picture of the foxes, I thought, you see, here's the thing. We are all shapeshifters. That's what pivotry is, our ability to see the moment, see the fit, and then become it. Pull it out from our vast reservoirs and step into the role. That's what we do all the time, every day, awake and asleep. When I say, apparently I'm a shapeshifter, Vikings invented it. I'm having fun with my ancestry. I'm having fun with the idea that all of us have this skill. We don't have to all be in step, in alignment, in every other way in order to be friends. We get to celebrate our differences and cherish each other for them. I have a lot of friends who like to do things like climb the sides of mountains, up and then down, repeatedly. And I love them anyway. What I fervently hope is that they stop asking me to join them. Susan the other day was having this conversation with somebody asked about what's your favorite place to go camping. The Waldorf Astoria Hotel in Manhattan. Since you asked. No, Abby, roughing it. No, thank you. Tried that. Didn't like it. Gave back the t-shirt. Can I still be your friend? Sure. Just don't ask me to go camping. Don't surprise me and say, guess where we're going? Because I'm going to get out of the car. And I don't care how far I have to walk back. I don't need to love everything you do in order to love you. And the reverse applies. So the video this morning, which is a little bit all over the map, because I'm trying to sneak up on it in a way that makes people say, oh my God, I've done that, without being mad at me. What we do on our own time is personal us. What we do in our job is professional us. When we hit a wall professionally, it's because somewhere along the way, personal us has dropped the ball. Not because inner us was inept. We could simply be overwhelmed by all the things that happen in our personal lives. The trick if you want to call it that, the simple win is figuring out where to stop and apply self-care to the person whose hats they belong to. We have to look after us on our terms, in our time. Celebrate all those other selves, the mom, the dad, the sibling, the cousin, the neighbor, the commuter, the friend. We have to look after all of that. Make sure we're healthy and safe and ready to wear all the hats. Well, good morning, Chris. Edward, I thought women can juggle, men are linear. No, no one juggles. No one juggles in the way that you mean, Edward. Women can think in abstract terms more readily than some men. However, that's not simultaneous action. You've tried, I'm Ernest, to learn to juggle 4 different times, and nope, magic. Yes, juggling. It will never be a good birthday clown. Chris, I'm going to tell you a secret. You know how to be the best birthday clown? Here it is. You bring something really soft and small and easy to juggle for small hands. And you give a prize to everyone who tries. You don't do the juggling because you want them to see what juggling is like through their eyes, not by imitating you, but by discovering it for them. Because everybody has seen jugglers. It doesn't have to be you, the birthday clown. Shh, don't tell anyone I told you. Jamie, I recommend prioritizing tasks, focusing on one at a time, focusing on the moment and what's in front of you. Yes. Camping, roughing it is a 4-star hotel. So prioritizing in the moment is a thing that we all aspire to. The challenge we have is our curiosity. So here's my point in this video today. We want the people who get in the boat to be excited about the journey. We want them to be there for more than it's a job and I need to get away from here. We want them to invest in it on their terms. And when they do, it feels like they are part of us. If they buy in and we sense it, we feel it, we hear it, we smell it, we taste their excitement, we have this overwhelming yumminess, this overwhelming desire to invite them into all the other aspects of our lives. While we're rowing, while we're talking. Last time I had blisters this bad, I was changing the shingles on the house. Oh my God, you two, I gave that up. Really? Yeah, we have people come in. Really? Who do you use? Like it's going to matter in this moment, but it's something to do. And it's how we connect and fuse our like-mindedness to feel safe. It's how we automatically, subconsciously build our tribes. We want people like us to be with us in all our many-hatted lives. And that's not how it works. And it's not an act of betrayal if they don't. If you belong to the camera club and you also belong to the mountaineering club, you know perfectly well that you're excited about taking pictures of all of these crazy places that you climb to. It doesn't mean that everybody in the camera club wants to climb mountains. It means that everybody in the camera club wants to figure out how to take pictures. And if we're going to be really great co-members of the camera club, do you climb mountains? No. Well, what do you like taking pictures of? Flowers. Really? There's flowers on a mountain. Yeah, I know. I'm afraid of heights. No, really? So what kind of flowers do you like would be the next segue, as opposed to trying to get them to overcome their fear of heights. Why are you in the club? To take pictures of anything I like. Fine, so are they. Somebody else says, you know what I like taking pictures of? Fish. Really? Yeah. Ha ha ha, not many fish at the top of the mountain. No, well, that's true. Do you ever go deep sea diving? No, I don't go. I'm afraid of water. Really? What are we still all excited about? Pictures. So we put our foot in the water, our toe in the water, and when it's not for us or them, we agree to love each other for the thing we have in common and leave it at that and celebrate that. Once we're in the camera club, we don't need to get everyone else to post-qualify, to like cameras for the reason we like them. One of the conversations I was having with Susan actually loves camping. Yes. And I love you anyway, Susan. Susan, our ancestors went all to all the trouble of figuring out how to build a house and find electricity and plug it in and build appliances. And you are turning your back on them and going back to the beginning again. Think of it that way. We disagree on this all the time. So here's the thing. I do not ask people to be funny. I do not ask other people to be redheads. I do. You know what I do when occasionally some woman will say, what do you call that shade and where do you get it done? And I look at them and I think to myself, dropped on their heads as children, apparently. And I say, it's called expensive. And I'm not telling you where I get it done. And why do you think it's not natural? It could be. You don't know. We have to love each other for who we are and look for similarities. We have to take the leap. We have to defy gravity. We have to resist the urge to get them to buy one more thing on our list of must-haves. We have to resist that, even though it's so tempting. I want to help people because I know how I helped me and it's working. I want to help people see how clever and resilient and flexible they are, how many tools they have that they don't realize. I want to help them figure out how to turn their minds to see what's right in front of them. After that, it's up to them to do with it what they will. One of the reasons that people are so discombobulated and depressed and concerned and exhausted is that they're standing on shaky ground. And they don't know who to ask. They don't know where to turn to figure out, is this step safe or should I be over there? Susan and I have been walking through a scenario that she found herself in. And the distraction in all of it is in the midst of planning the strategy, how to wear the hat and walk through the door, is the uncertainty. What will they expect? What do I need to bring? What questions do I ask? And if it's a brand new situation, you have no idea. There is no book. How do we then feel confident? We stop trying to figure out how to be who they are over there then. because it's not ours to own. If we stop doing that, we have all the time and attention and focus and energy and know-how to be the most fabulous version of us in this moment. And we talked about it for days, hours. What do I do? What do I bring? What the hell did they mean when they said that? No idea. Let's look it up. Oh gosh, that's what it means? Why was I upset? Because we didn't know the answer. Many, many years ago, I was on my way to a job, a voice job. And I had picked up a remarkably talented voice actor who was doing the project with me. And he was, gosh, he's so good. He's so talented. It's overwhelming to work with him, really. It's because he's so good at it. You think, how do you even do that? Right? Anyway, we're in the car. And I'd worked with him for years on this and that and the other thing. So we're pretty good friends. I don't know anything about his personal life. I didn't know that he liked to go surfing and sailing. And I didn't know he liked to take his family south. And I didn't know all the other stuff. Didn't need to. All I knew was when I walk into a studio, the day is a whole lot better when I realize he's the one I'm working with. I knew that for a fact. Learned it and relearned it again every time. So here we are driving. I'm all excited. It's a great project. The producer's a great producer. The content, the idea, everything is great. And he's fabulous. And I'm excited. He says, "Are you nervous?" No. Why would I be nervous? He said, "How could you not be nervous?" And I said, why would I be nervous? You tell me why I would be nervous, and then I'll tell you why I'm not nervous. He said, "Well, I mean, what if we disappoint them?" This is this brilliant, brilliant, brilliant actor. And I said, "We won the audition. They put us through our paces. We won the audition. I was nervous before the audition. I didn't know what they wanted. I kind of knew what I could do, but I didn't know what they wanted. I felt a whole lot better when I knew I was going to be doing it with you because I know how good you are. Hopefully, you know how good I am. We won the audition. We beat out everybody else. What if they have second thoughts? Well, that's their problem. We don't have to keep being better than everybody else after we prove to them in their moment that we were. We just have to show up and be." And he looked at me like I had grown a third head. And he said, "What? How do you even do that?" I said, "I have no idea." I said, I don't have the mental energy. I don't have the versatility. I don't have the capability, the mental wiring to do anything else. I can't worry about two things at the same time. Mostly I'm focusing on driving us there. Are you worried about the driving? No, I'm not worried about the driving, but I'm focusing on it, like to get us there in one piece on time. I said, "So why would I distract myself with stuff I can't fix or deal with?" He said, "Yeah, but don't you want to know?" I said, "I already know." They said yes. What if they're second guessing? Nothing I can do about it. And then we both drove for the next little while, kind of quiet, because we had discovered something vastly different about each other in the moment, just before the moment, when we're going to go into a small enclosed room and create magic together. And I think maybe the difference for me compared to a lot of people, certainly not compared to any military brats or kids whose families for some reason were either prone to or motivated to live gypsy lives. I can only look after me in this moment. I can only look after getting enough qualified, excited people into the boat with me in this moment. I can only focus on where I need to be in this moment. I can't also in this moment convert them, persuade them of anything more than that. That has nothing to do with this job and everything to do with something over there. That's doomed to fail. And I don't have time for that. So the question I asked is simple. It's just taking me a long time to explain it. Who are we post-qualifying? And why? Who are we indulging our personal proclivities, can't even say it. Who are we imposing our stuff on when it has no relevance, when it doesn't change anything? And I've worked with Susan for a long time. I have great respect for her. She has great respect for me, I hope. I don't have to do and be all the other things that fill her lives. I don't have to be a mom of 3 boys. By the way, I'm the mom of 102 random assorted children who all went home to somebody else at the end of the day. All I gotta say is it better be a Viking boat. Well, Daniel. Unless we get some other kind of boat on sale. I mean, we could give it a try, right? So here's the deal. The leap is to let go of our need to feel control, to feel like by saying this and doing this, we got this, and then imposing it on others. Imposing is, by its own definition, not respecting boundaries. If I say a thing, if I do a thing, if people notice me picking up my pen in my left hand, it's not because I'm trying to learn because I broke the other hand. It's because I'm left-handed. It's because I do it better with my left hand than I do it with my right hand. And in this moment, I want to write something down. In this moment, I want something to make sense. And I want to remember it. So I pick it up in the hand that's already figured out how to do this, and I use it. When I'm in the middle of doing that and I'm inspired to write something down and I want to catch it before it flits off into the ether, is not the time I need to have someone say, have you ever tried to write with your right hand? This is what happens, right? Have you ever tried to write with your right hand? Nope. Well, there's no need to take that tone. Yeah, there is, because I want you to stop. I'm busy. We can talk about it another time, maybe. Why are you asking me if I ever tried to write with my right hand? Have you ever tried to write with your left? No. Why not? Well, because why do you want your right hand? You don't need to have me be one of you in order to feel safe with me. We are not automatically warring tribes simply because I don't do what you do. It means we are different. So if you're going to make a cake, so I'm doing a recipe thing. Next, I'll be talking about singing. If you're baking a cake, all the ingredients aren't flour. And we don't stand in the kitchen staring at the counter, looking at the eggs meaningfully and saying, you know, if you really cared, you could try a little harder to be flour. We don't do that. Why don't we do that? Because somebody would lock us up. That's why. So why do we do it to people? Well, I didn't mean to. I just thought, I just thought because I mean, well, it has always been so meaningful to me. And I just thought, yes, what did you just think? What you just thought was I need to post qualify these people a little more, just a little more. I just got to make sure that every single thing that I like, they like too. Okay. Take the next boat, please. The next boat. I was once asked to sing in a stage show. Oh, the director was wonderful, truly gifted, smart, talented, funny, taskmaster director. He said, I want you to sing this part of the song. And I said, no, you don't. He said, Abby, everybody can sing. And I said, okay. He's in charge. Okay. And he said, all right. So somebody sang this part, and then somebody sang this part. And I'm holding the thing, he points to me. And I opened my mouth and I sang that part. And his face kind of, because I didn't need to look at it, it was 3 or 4 words. Blah, blah. So I stood and I looked at him and I sang it, or ish. And the next person started to sing and he put up his hand. And he said, what key were you in? And I said, W. And he said, what the hell does W stand for? And I said, word. I talk words, I speak words, I can't sing. He said, did you try? And I said, I gave you my best shot. He said, mouth the words. And I said, thank you. And I did. Everybody can sing, Abby. Yes, they can. Not well. Did you want it to be done well? I'm good at other stuff. Let me be me and do me to the best of my ability. And my little corner of the boat in that moment will shine like a shooting star. And I will do my best to lean in and be part of the other stuff, but I'm not going camping. I already made reservations before I got on the boat. There's a room at the Waldorf waiting for me. All I have to do is figure out how to get from the boat to the hotel in 7:42 before they had taxis. But I'm on it. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because we're going through a lot of stuff right now. And all of my clients and I have been talking about this. My dear, wonderful, fabulous friend, Eddie, sent me a picture yesterday evening that I didn't know why he sent it. It was a house completely demoralized, flattened, discombobulated by a tornado or a hurricane or something. And he just sent me this picture and it said something drone. So I sent him, I very quickly typed back, good heavens, what is this? And he said, it was a house in walking distance, halfway between where I work and where I live. And I just stared at this destruction and I said, are you all right? And he said, yes. It missed us. It was a bouncing tornado. It's like a pogo stick. Voot, voot, voot. He said, we don't get a lot of tornadoes this time of year. Normally we're prepared for it. It's just a freak weather system. Now, what's amazing about this conversation was that he and I have been working together on the whole Pivotry exercises component of my training. He works in a place that's very, very high stress, very, very heavy traffic. And I said, I want you to try a couple of things for me. You can be my guinea pig. Let me know how this works for you. And I gave him a couple of the exercises that we do. And the answers I got back, oh my God, you will not believe the effect this was. You need to explain why this works to me so I can do it better. And I did. And we've been working very, very diligently on that since that conversation began. It's months and months now. So here's how it came in handy. He was able to check in on his neighbors and offer them energy assistance, emotional assistance, physical, mental assistance by saying, try this 30-second hack. Let me know how you feel. Because he's practiced it so much now in talking with me and in working with me. He knows it works for him. He listened because he respects me. He practiced because he was curious. He does it because it works for him. All the other things in his life, all the other things that he and his friends and his people do may or may not have any connection to me in any way. This is the boat we share. This is the horizon we're rowing to. And that's what matters. I don't disqualify myself because I don't. What is it they do? They collect pipes or something? Is that what it is, Eddie? You collect pipes? Not not the big pipes, not the organ pipes. Pipes, I think. Okay, do I need to be good at that? No. Do they like me anyway? Sure. Why? Because I pre-qualified. We liked each other before all that other stuff. I don't need to post-qualify. I just have to be there and be the person I've always been with him. And that is our message. That is our lesson. That is our thought for today on this once every 4 years leap day. I think we owe it to us to give the benefit of the doubt to the people who say, I'm in. Give the benefit of the doubt that when they show up and they do the work, they meant it. When they offered to do more and be more because they could, we thank them. That's not the moment that our anxiousness, our excitement, our desire to grow our tribe, that is not the moment when we should post-qualify them. We need to trust our gut that if they said yes and they proved they meant it, and we love them for it, that's all they need to be. We don't have to be we don't have to be Siamese twins. We don't have to walk in lockstep. We don't have to all try to sing if singing isn't our thing. So I wanted to give that to you, my lovelies, because today is Weird Weather Day, among many weird weather days. It is the final day of February 2024. It is our special extra day that we get to celebrate. We get to leap in. We get to leap out of things that are too hot and, by the way, don't suit us anyway. We get to say, I love you from afar, and draw a heart-shaped line in the sand and send them on their way. This is our leap day, when we hang on and say, I got this. and I can love you anyway. That's my thought for today, and I hope you like it. So with that said, tomorrow the weather is supposed to be kind. If that means March is coming in like a lamb, I'm very pleased. It also means that March may have other plans on its way out. And so I think, as we always do in this part of the world, we say to ourselves, it's spring-ish. And don't quite put away all the boots and coats and hats and mittens. Not all of them. Keep a couple in reserve. Yesterday it went up to whatever it was, and people were walking around. It was the white legs panic. People, don't be blinded when you see all the white legs. People were walking around in shorts yesterday. And then the temperatures went, and everybody ran inside and put their socks and shoes and pants and boots and mucklucks on and hunkered down by the fire. So I have no idea what this weekend has in store. I do know that it's going to be a busy one for me. I am valiantly, on my behalf and on the behalf of a couple of other people, trying to figure out website building for me and advisory for them. I know I have my guru. I want to see if I can learn something and then ask for help, sobbing brokenly. So I'm going to be doing that this weekend, and writing and putting together the special, fabulous surprises for this concept within Pivotry in Motion. I realized that there was an opportunity to do something that creates not a different tribe, not a sub-tribe, but a niche for people who need more tools because of the life paths they're on and the careers they've chosen. They need more tools than just the having. And I don't want to have to force, I don't want to have to post-qualify everybody. So I'm creating a little niche, a special kind of a group. And if you decide that you are among that group, and here's the list of things you probably do, then I'm also designing these extra things. It's like, if you've never golfed and you don't know which end of the who's it to hold, you want to be on the beginner slope. If, on the other hand, your score is in the single digits on both the front and the back nine, then you're ready for a different kind of training, right? You're ready for different kinds of tools and opportunities. How do they do? I know nothing about golf, except that I tried it once and it didn't like me. If any of you are golfers and you just watched me do that, please forgive me a little bit. What I want to have for people is an opportunity to say, oh, thank goodness there's more, because I have more complicated questions. And I don't want to put people just getting started through it. I want to be able to say, okay, well, let's have that other conversation along with these. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. As for you, my lovelies, I want you to do a thing for me, okay? And I know I've asked it before, and I'm going to ask it again. I am now, thanks to Jamie, actively installed on LinkedIn. And Jamie has said to himself, hey, to his assorted followers, check her out. She's got cool stuff to say. Thanks, Jamie. I was talking to Jeremy about this 70s and 80s group, and he said a lot of people, they watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. Just saying. Okay, guys, here's what I want to do. We are January, February. We are entering March. We are marching on, and I want to march more people to join the YouTube subscriber group on my YouTube channel. Not more just for the sake of having more, but because YouTube has this threshold now that they will actually send you actual cash money if you have enough people watching. I said, all right then. I don't know how actively you have to watch from YouTube. I know that I'm recording this and it's here live on Facebook. Well, it's live on Facebook and it's live on YouTube at the same time through this magic portal. And then it's almost immediately live on LinkedIn through another secondary portal. So either way, you can choose your battle where you want to see me and talk to me, right? So after I do this, I'm going to, on Facebook and on LinkedIn, let you know where you can send your assorted friends to subscribe. And that's it. No more post qualifications after that. You just got to be a subscriber and maybe watch. And that's all she wrote. So between now, all the way through the weekend, doing whatever it is we do, to the other side, come Tuesday, until then, be good to you. However it is you do it. You deserve it. Seriously. At the very least, for sitting through these, you deserve it. And remember to hug your loved ones. There are no words, and I'm the word girl. There are no words to tell you how much these videos mean to me and do for me while I'm sharing what I know with you. They connect me in a way that is truly transformational. And it's all because of you. And I'm very grateful. So, catch you next time, right? Thanks for watching.